finally starting to come out. Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, Todd, the Cheap Drums guy. Out here in the front lawn while the dogs do their constitutional, and later I get to clean it up. Aren't I the lucky one? But hang out, I'm gonna abuse a totally brand new Wuhan cymbal. See you in a minute. All right, this is the 18-inch Wuhan 18-inch medium thin crash. I got this from Sweetwater a couple of months ago. I'm not really happy with the sound of the cymbal. I bought it in conjunction with an 18-inch Wuhan linear smash, which I absolutely love. These are a very good cymbal. I recommend it. However, the 18-inch medium thin, I'm assuming this is a Western style, as they call it, but I'm not happy with the sound of this. So, we're watching some things online and saw Zildjian K cymbals had added to it what they call cluster hammering, and I'm going to try it out and see what it sounds like. So that's what this video is going to be about. All right, this is what she sounds like before I do anything at all. Hold your ears. All right. Now, after trying that hammering that I saw on a Zildjian cluster crash, and what it consists of is just maybe 2 inches off the bell, used a hammer and popped it in 4 different locations 8 different times. So in 4 spots about 2 inches off the bell, I hit it 8 times lightly with the hammer. Then I moved it 2 inches out from the edge of the cymbal in between those hammerings. Then I did a series of 4 again with light hammering. And this is the result of that. Watch your ears. So that was last night, modifying the cymbal after I'd gotten out of work. I did it in the breezeway. Now I tried filming it, but it just, because of the way the breezeway is, and we have one little light in there and it was getting dark, the video didn't turn out very well, so I deleted it. But I'll explain to you in essence what happened. I used a smaller sledgehammer. It was like a 10-pound, I think it was. It's about this big. And I got down on my knees in the breezeway. It's a concrete floor, and I put the handle between my legs with the strike face of the hammer facing up. I took a washcloth, folded it over, and put it on top so it wouldn't cause any more damage than necessary to the cymbal. And then I just took a regular, I couldn't find my ball peen hammer. I don't know where the hell the bloody thing is. And a ball peen hammer, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's the one with the flat face on one side and the other side is rounded because it'll give a better strike on it, and because the other hammers are flat and they've got kind of a squared edge on it. But I couldn't find it, so I just used a regular hammer. Now, I wasn't putting huge hammer marks into it. When I do find my ball peen, I will go back in and probably re-hammer it. But for what I wanted to do and try, it worked fine. And I actually think the cymbal is much better now. And even though there's naysayers out there that say don't do it, but I have a tendency not to listen to people. But I'll show you what happened. Now, what I was trying to do, this is the Wuhan 18-inch medium thin crash. It was, oh God, how do I even explain it? It's B20 bronze, but it's not quality American or Turkish B20 bronze. It's very cheap. This is, it's a stamped cymbal. It has what appears to be lathing, but I actually think it's just molded. It has no hammering that I can see whatsoever on it. It's very tinny sounding, and it just seems to ring on in a really high pitch. It's almost as as high a pitched as my little 14-inch Zildjian crash, or my Peisty 16-inch medium crash. Really, it didn't sound like an 18, and I wanted to darken it up and give it a little bit more oomph to it. Just a little bit of hammering is what I wanted to do to it. Also, I didn't want to change its exterior appearance that much, at least on top. And where I got the idea from that was Stephen Taylor did a video on Zildjian cymbals he had. They were called cluster crashes. And, you know, I've seen a lot of videos where the people are hammering their cymbals. I mean, these guys are beating the piss out of their cymbals. I mean, they're just literally covered all over the thing with hammer marks. And it turns them into, well, it has a negative impact. Now, I tried that with one just to see what it would do, and it really trashes it up. And there's certain places on the cymbals where you should hit. And I took note of that with these cluster crashes made by Zildjian. And I'll show you on the back side of this one what they did. Now, I don't know if you can see it or not, but here's the bell. On the cluster crashes, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches from the center of the bell, there was these areas that they worked on with their hammer. Now, they used 8 strikes per area. Boom, 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 or whatever, however they did it. But again, it was about 1.5 inches to 2 inches from the bell, 4 close to the bell, and then there was another 4 offset from those 2 out towards the edge of the cymbal. And I tried to duplicate it with what I had, and it turned out all right. It doesn't look the prettiest from the bottom. When I get the ball peen back, I'll go over it again. Maybe that way it'll flatten out my hammer strikes a little bit better, or not really flatten it out, but round it out a little bit better. It might change the sound a little bit more, but with these 4 holes, or not 4 holes, but 4 hammer patterns in it, it changed the cymbal from a very 14 or 16 inch sounding, really tinny, shimmery cymbal that would last forever to a darker, more 18-inch sounding cymbal. And I thought, I'm glad I did it. On the top side, you really can't notice too much unless you really look, but you do see little indentations. It didn't take much to change the sound. Do I recommend doing this? Oh, hell no. I wasn't too concerned about it because this one was only, I think what I paid for, $108, $109. I knew by doing a little bit, it wasn't going to destroy it. It wasn't going to adversely affect the sound too much. You know, I wasn't going to hit my PST-7s. I'm just not going to do it. I drill before I'd hit them because Paiste really puts a lot of time into their lathing and hammering. I mean, they're masters at it. And again, I just found this out. You know, I always thought Paiste's CUSN8 or however they term their bronze, I always thought that was like a B20. Nope. PST7s, well, the PST5s, or no, PST5, PST7, PST8, Paiste 2002, they're higher end, and a lot of other of their series are all B8. Yeah. Everybody knows Zildjian B8. Terrible cymbals. Oh, God, terrible. I think they're. Nobody can do B8 like Paiste does. They have perfected it. I always thought the Paiste 2002 series were B20, you know, high-end bronze. They're not. They're B8. And it just blew my mind. Because these sound almost identical to 2002. If you go on their website, Paiste's website, they have the sound files. Fantastic. And you could put the Paiste's PST7 up against their 2002, and they sound almost identical, with the exception of the 2002s have a little ring to it, just a little extra ring. But other than that, they're almost identical, which is pretty cool. But for B8, it just blows my mind. Most cymbal manufacturers' B20 cymbals don't sound as good as their B8s. I'm learning every day. I'm learning every day. And if I mentioned that these were B20 in the past, I screwed up because I just ill-informed. But this is B20. This is not high quality B20. It's inexpensive. So I didn't feel bad about it. But sound-wise, like when I hit just before this part of the video, the end result, it is a darker sound. The shimmer is still there, but it's a little beefier, and it actually fits in with my 18-inch Paiste PST7 a little bit better. It doesn't, these just don't have the same sound quality as these. These are heavily worked, heavily hammered, heavily lathed to a beautiful, beautiful sound. These not so much. I'd imagine these are molded from a big stamping machine somehow. They just don't have that sound. I mean, even with the bell, the bell is non-existent on these. But as far as this experiment going, changing the sound of that, cover your ears, darling. It still carries on, but not as much. It doesn't have that glassy, well, it's like a crinkly, glassy shimmer. It doesn't have that. I really, it really bugged me, and it kind of affected my ears. This is a deeper tone. Before it would sound kind of like this one, the 14-inch AA. These are wonderful B20 cymbals. I love the AAs. And with the cymbal purchase I got coming up, I've been considering mixing and matching a big cymbal set of used Zildjians. But then again, I'm looking at it, well, you know, $25 for, you know, cymbals that are kind of going to replace everything I have here, like a second set. You add up the shipping, like $25 per cymbal, that does kind of add up. So I'm steering away from that. And what essentially the new set I want for different sounds, but I want more of a practice set because I don't want to beat the hell out of my PST7s. You know, they're not expensive. This was $495 for the for this set. It was fairly inexpensive, but it's very good quality cymbals. But I still don't want to beat the hell out of them too much because these are going to last me the rest of my life. You know, with my birthday count out the big 5-5, it's not going to be much longer. But anyways, so in essence, I'm looking for a same size practice set. And once you guys actually see what I'm going to get, you're probably going to be shocked. A couple of you are going to fall off your chair. and probably say, Todd, I can't believe you got those. But I didn't say what they are yet, and I probably won't until you see them. But with the acoustics I have, this is very quiet down here with all the sound deadening stuff we got. And these will actually fit in really well here. They're a nice practice set. It's a big practice set. And for the material they're made of, they're one of the, of that type of material they're made of all the other brands, they're probably one of the highest rated. And the set is fairly inexpensive. So it's going to be a nice additional set. It's going to be my practice set. And you know, I was looking at those Mino Custom Classics, both the Brilliant Finish and the Darks, and I would actually love the Mino Custom Classic Brilliant. A set similar size to this is going to be about $1,000 though. And for my wife and I's gifts to each other, all I have is about $1,000 to spend because of a recent events that happened. I'm not going to go into that, but we allowed ourselves each a gift. She's going to go on a spa, and I'm going to get some practice cymbals to beat on. I would really love those Mino Custom Classics, but you know, $1,000 for a practice set, or not a practice, it'd be equivalent set. I don't need two very good sets to play on. I mean, they're not, you know, top of the line, but they're very good intermediate sets. I don't need two intermediate sets. I need this intermediate set and a practice set. So that's what I'm probably going to go with. So you should see that or hear the news on that within a week or so. But getting back to the Wuhan. Now I'll give you a quick, I should have actually done this before in the before video and sized it up with the Pisces. But this one, prior to the modification, sounded like a 14-inch light crash. Very glassy, it just rang out and would not stop. So after deadening it, it fits in better with my 18 and 17. And I would not be afraid to use them in conjunction with these, because generally it's only a few songs that I will use this one on, but now I think I can open it up and use it a little bit more. But even with the heater just turned on, it's still a little cool today. Let me go over this real quick, what it sounds like mixed in with the Pisces. There's the 17-inch light crash. 18-inch medium. And now my Wuhan. A little darker, arguably a little darker. And there's quite a bit of difference. Just sitting here, I can tell. My ears, it doesn't bug me as much as the ears as it did before. And I actually like this a little bit better. And I wouldn't mind if I hammered it a little bit more. Once I do find the ball peen with the rounded tip and I go back in and hit it a little more squarely, I'll go and do so. But I wasn't worried about ruining the cymbal. I mean, if it did turn out bad, all I would do is go in and take my hole cutter, and everywhere where I hammered, I just drop a hole and turn it into a giant trash crash. And in a way, it did kind of add a little trashiness to it, a little bit more. Removed a lot of that unwanted shimmer, and a little trashier, which is fine. And I think I'll be able to use it more and be a lot happier with it. But anyways, I'm Todd, the cheap drums guy, and you're not paying for this video, so you're welcome. And if you don't like it, I'll give you double your money back. But anyways, you guys have a great day, and happy hobbyist out there in Hawaii. Hope you're enjoying that 85 degrees. I hope it's raining. It's still like 40 something here and climbing, but it was 80 some odd degrees for 2 days in a row. It was hotter than crap, and then it dropped down in the cool again. Now it's supposed to go back up into the warmth. But anyways, you people have a great day, and I will see you next week. gotta go clean up dog poop.